It's outdoor pickleball season. The weather's warming up, which means millions of people are going to be hitting the courts outside. With all this increased activity, that means there's going to be some injuries. So we need to do a little preparation for our pickleball activities to help prevent injuries and then also how to deal with them. There's a few things you can really do to help prevent some injuries. Some really quick, easy things are warming up properly. That means doing some dynamic stretching, some foam rolling, just getting your heart rate up and moving around. That's what you can do right on the court right before you get started. Other important things are proper footwear, nice tight-fitting shoes that are designed for activity. Those are going to be great to help support the foot and the knee. So on top of that, what we can do is prepare our body for the activity. Now, looking at our diet is a huge thing. So big thing we can do is make sure we hydrate. Hydration helps the muscles be loose, the tendons be loose, so they can move and absorb the stress of the sport. Another thing we can do is really focus on our inflammation. We're talking about chronic inflammation. So what we can do is work on our diet. And what we can do there is make sure we're eating foods high in omega-3s, such as grass-fed beef, grass-fed or pasture-raised chicken, pasture-raised eggs. That's going to help lower our overall inflammation because those are high in omega-3s instead of high in omega-6s. We can also do some supplementation to help out with some of this. Big things that I like to use are for injury prevention for a non-arthritic body. You know, somebody who doesn't actually have specific arthritic problems, but wants that support just for their joints and muscles and that type of thing. We use Ligaplex 2. Awesome product. Has different nutrients in it to help support the muscles and tendons, as well as those joint surfaces. This helps the body heal from those stresses of playing, but also help prevent some of those injuries. So that's a big one. Now, once you do get hurt, we like to use Ligaplex 1. This one is a little bit tuned in to more acute injuries and acute inflammation. So this will help the body heal up from a more specific injury. And some of those more specific injuries that we really start to see in pickleball are, we start to see tennis elbow, or golfer's elbow, basically pain in the elbow. And that's an overuse injury. We'll see rotator cuff strains and sometimes even tears. To help prevent this, we can really focus on our posture, making sure our shoulders are back, doing some exercises to strengthen our upper back. If you have really rounded forward shoulders, you're at a higher risk. So those are some of the common injuries. And then we also see knee and ankle injuries. And that comes from that poor footwear. You know, we'll roll an ankle, we'll sprain an ankle, maybe an ill-fitting shoe is too loose and we step back and that causes an Achilles injury. And then also the knees, just from the cutting and you know, jumping, that type of thing, can really lead to, you know, some strains around the knee or even sprains of some of the major ligaments. Now, when we talk about the arthritic body, there's a big thing we like to use, and that's called beta-col. So it has some stuff in it that really helps decongest the liver. Arthritic bodies have a lot of congestion in the liver, and moving that stuff out of the liver and out of the body will really help with that stiffness in the joints and those arthritic tendencies where they just ache. And it also has an anti-stiffness factor in it, and that comes from sugarcane juice and a few other things. Those are the big things that really help with that. Now you can pair that up with, say, a Ligaplex 2, and you can really get some great support as well. When we're just talking about global inflammation, we talked a little bit what you can do with your food, but you can also use some supplementation. A big one for that is fish oil. You need to be taking omega-3s. If you're not taking omega-3s, you're really letting that inflammation build up in your body. The American diet just doesn't have enough in it, and there's just way too many omega-6s making the body inflamed. We use a concentrated one called El Prima that really pairs well with another thing we use, turmeric forte. Great turmeric source, absorbed at a rate 25 times your typical turmeric. So if you're just getting some turmeric from Costco or wherever, even if it's paired with black pepper, the liver does what's called conjugation, and it kicks it out really fast. This turmeric forte has, it's infused with fenugreek, and that gets it past the liver. So it makes it 25 times more absorbed and that much more effective in the body. If you're getting out and you're going to be doing some pickleballing, take care of your body. We have a lot of older folks playing pickleball, and that means even more support for those bodies. Follow this guide, get out there, enjoy some time, play some pickleball, and smash some balls.